We're gamer girls but boys. My butt's exposed. How you guys been?
I'm okay.
Good.
I'm glad to be back. We've
It's been a minute because everybody's kind of been busy.
life finds a way. What's that movie from? What's that quote from the movie? What is the movie that quote is from?
Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum.
Fucking scrub. It's Braveheart. Braveheart 3. The one with the dragon.
Money. Oh.
That's Dragonheart. Anyway.
Did better than the Aragorn movie.
Yeah, wasn't that like a... Did you read those books? You look like a kid who read those books.
I didn't read those books.
But
thanks.
Yeah.
Zach read those books, and then all I had to hear about when that movie came out was, it's not accurate, they can't make a second one, and then people said they can't make a second one.
We didn't do it accurately, we can't make a second one.
We didn't do it right. So,
it's like Harry Potter making one film, but Harry being like... I'm going to end that joke there, because whatever was about to come out of my mouth was not going to be good. Yeah, so AT&T is doing what with DC?
That's what we're going to start out with.
Oh,
That's our segue.
What are we doing?
Okay.
You were the one who came up with the topics today.
So, basically,
I'm going to try and derail it as well as I can.
They're not doing well compared to all the other cell phone companies.
AT&T?
So they're going to possibly sell off the DC property.
What property do they have?
All of it. They own Warner Brothers, I think. They're the parent company of Warner Brothers.
You think Disney's going to buy?
I thought about that because technically I guess it's not a monopoly. IDW is shutting down, I'm pretty sure, or at least they filed for bankruptcy. Something along those lines. So now there's really only like Image, Dark Horse, the lesser indie ones. They could end up getting bigger, but like if Disney buys DC, I will be kind of salty because I doubt they'll keep Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller. I don't give a fuck about the rest of them. I just want those two.
I don't really like Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Well, you can't get anything better because the guy on the Flash TV show is the Flash.
Grant Gustin?
So either they get him or they don't get shit, and they deal with it.
What if they make a Wally West Flash film?
That would be cool. That's all I have to say about that. A lot of people said the dude from Archie would be good to be Wally because they thought that they'd do like
Cole Sprouse.
No.
He's talking about the guy that plays Archie.
The guy that plays Archie with the red hair.
Right.
His hair's
the one that looks
red.
like Wally West.
Way to cast a ginger role with not a ginger.
Yeah, he dyes
the
his hair.
one.
Does he really?
He dyes his hair.
How does his skin look so pale?
Editing? You edit videos. Like, how do you... What?
You're not wrong.
Exactly.
Don't
but
go out
no,
in the sun?
Yeah, he dyes his hair, and apparently it takes, like, a lot to dye his hair because his hair is, like, jet black. Because I'm pretty sure...
Hollywood.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure...
Gingers don't have representation unless you're the stupid side friend
or
a bully or a woman who is going to be hot because she's a redhead for some reason. But no, nobody else has anything else. Hercules. Those cats are going to knock over the laptop. Hercules is the only ginger that gingers have to look up to
Hercules
as a boy.
In what world has Hercules been
Disney
in?
film.
Is his hair orange? I watch that movie like every month.
Are you kidding me?
Is his hair orange?
I've never noticed.
I'm really concerned now.
Before we got together, he apparently watched it like every day.
I did,
so,
like all the time. It is orange. I really didn't pay attention to it. I think it's orange, or it's like a tint. I don't know if it's.
Okay, so
can we get some confirmation on that?
I want you to edit a photo. I want you to put it in around the conversation.
And we just won't know until then.
Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna.
I'm
All right.
People decide.
We're gonna look up Hercules. Hercules Rule 34.
The cat just swatted the fuck out of the other cat.
They have names. Call them by their names.
Beerus just smacked Whis.
Thank you.
Bruh.
I'm gonna put that exact one. Save that right now and send it to me. Oh, for shit's sake. On a biscuit.
So yeah, no, the guy from
With
Archer can be a ginger and as Wally West too, I guess. Because Hollywood ain't got nobody else to put out here.
Archie.
What if they put Woody Harrelson?
Because if it was Archer, it'd be hilarious.
Oh, Archie. Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
That would be great.
That's gonna be weird. Venom 2.
Tom Holland as with fighting Carnage in Venom 2.
I hope Tom Holland asks him to check his pubes. I hope that when he sees him, he's gonna be like, "Does the curtain match the drapes?"
Do you think they're just gonna make Spider-Man an edgelord at Sony Pictures?
I saw Tom
Hardy?
Yes, jump into a lobster tank. I think anything's possible at this point.
This is true. We have the sacred moment of Tobey Maguire dancing down the street in, what is it, Spider-Man 3?
Jesus Christ.
So,
He's playing the piano.
They don't
this
care.
little chair thing.
yeah, they don't care.
That was like a big, long middle finger of a movie. It was like an Etch-a-Sketch,
Sony,
and
now.
as you watched the movie, the middle finger shaped itself until you got to the credits, and then it was
And then
just
you
a big
deep-throated
fat,
it.
Yeah,
It made you deep-throat it.
So, that was
The
great.
representative of Sony was like, deep-throat it!
Got so violent and sexual so fast.
I know what you want to talk about. It's really outdated now.
What?
I know you want to talk about the fact that you think it's Disney's fault for Spider-Man going back to Sony.
It is fucking Disney's fault, because they're a bunch of greedy bitches. Alright, let's talk about it then. Because we might as well, they don't see me and you fight that often on the camera,
Yeah,
so.
I'm pro-Disney.
But explain,
So,
before I do
everybody,
my whole spiel.
so like, Disney came out the box, right? First of all, Sony can't make another Spider-Man film without, for some reason, fucking it up. They haven't since Spider-Man 3.
But they've made both these movies. They made Homecoming and...
Under supervision and in partnership with the grander scheme that is Kevin
Of
Feige.
Kevin. Okay.
Right?
Kevin ain't all that.
I
He
mean,
didn't
the
write
formula
fucking
works.
Yeah, but he didn't write the script. What?
Neither did Sony.
But he... Wait, what do you
Disney
mean?
hired the people. Like, I imagine Disney hired the people. Sony
No,
fronted
that's-
the bill for production.
No. They had... So, all of them, all the people that worked on the movie, except for Disney's, like, actors for other movies, like the Captain Marvel characters and all that,
Oh, you talk about
are
the
contracted
solo,
by Sony. So,
the
like,
solo
the director...
Spider-Man films, not like Civil War when he showed up.
Yeah, not all those.
Or
I
like
get
the
I
Avengers
understand those. They didn't... He didn't...
Okay,
write
well,
those.
okay, so Disney got what? What did Disney get out of the original deal?
They had full merchandising,
yeah,
and they got 5%.
yeah.
Okay.
You don't think they deserve more?
They asked for 50%
It's
and
not true though.
a bunch
They
of
asked
other
for
characters.
30%. Yeah, it came out. They asked for 30%.
It's hard to believe that because Disney went smack at Sony immediately, and Sony was like, "It's no one's fault." But Disney was immediately like,
No, so
"Fuck
what
these
Sony
guys.
said.
These are the bad guys. These
What-
are the awful people."
What Sony said was like, oh, a classic deflection technique. They were like, oh, nobody's to blame. Like, don't be mad at us.
I mean, I
Oh,
get that, but they
no."
didn't try to shift the blame to Disney at all. But Disney was like, "It was them."
So, as a fan, I like their interpretation of Spider-Man in the MCU. I mean, there's a lot wrong with the Spider-Man in the MCU. He's kind of like the sidekick superhero for some reason. He can't develop into his own hero. I thought they did that at the end of Homecoming, but then when Far From Home came out, he was like, I still want to be a sidekick. Let me suck Mysterio's dick. Tony Stark.
I think that's totally shot in the face, quite literally and figuratively, at the end of Far From Home.
But that's the
Spoiler
development
alert.
of the character, right?
Yeah.
Like, he still so desperately wanted to just be well, I guess he just wanted to be a kid. I don't know.
There's problems with Far
Anyway.
From Home. I think that the love interest story was, like, not fleshed out. I think they were
All-
just kind of like...
I
The
don't know.
relationship already
But, like, Amazing
exists.
Spider-Man... what I do know is Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Amazing Spider-Man 2... Amazing Spider-Man 1 was
Watch
okay.
it.
Amazing Spider-Man 2
We're in...
was bogged down by Andrew Garfield as a Peter Parker that was not entertaining. His Spider-Man stuff was great.
That's
But-
what a lot of people say.
But Peter Parker bits bored the shit out of me because he was just like, Gwen Stacy, I'm a bad boyfriend. And then, like, Harry Osborn was annoying, too. Like, Harry Osborn looked like a villain. It wasn't like James Franco Harry Osborn, where it's
Where
like
he was the
they were
friend at
friends, and then you can see his downfall
he
because
looked
of
less
the
like a
actions.
villain in 3 than he did in the other two.
But, like,
When he was like...
Harry Osborn in Amazing Spider-Man 2 looked like a villain.
Yeah.
And it was just like, Electro was cool.
And he was better as a Green Goblin at the end. He did good as a Green
Oh,
Goblin.
I didn't like him as Green Goblin.
His face is shaped like a goblin.
That doesn't mean it's a good portrayal of the Green Goblin.
I mean, obviously, I'm never going to put anybody above Willem Dafoe. The man is a fucking god, but I'm just saying.
Why does the channel have an obsession with Willem Dafoe?
Because
Spider-Man!
I love that man. I have him on so many thumbnails. Just for no reason. All the ones, except for Tom Holland. He has... Tom Holland, you're next.
To get a
thumbnail. My favorite thumbnail so far is the Not So podcast. I fucking love that one for no reason.
Okay,
that
we're talking about business on our business now. But no, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I don't care who's to blame. I just know that the story that we were being told that was planned is going to be much more difficult to show off now.
I think that's why they're incorporating Spider-Man into Venom 2 and into, is it Morbius?
The Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
They
Morbius.
planned out the Spider-Verse. It's just, I know you like Venom, and I'm not trying to shit on Venom.
You're
I'm
gonna
not.
shit on Venom, and we're gonna have problems.
It is not like, it's not up to par.
It's still a good movie.
Because people
story.
like Tom Hardy and they like him with the Venom. No one ever talks about the actual plot of the movie because it's dog shit.
Well, it's because they were trying to fit that PG-13 role because they were like, oh, Dark Knight did it and Dark Knight did so well.
It was
That's
just
literally
a
their
strange story that the route they went for, like...
It was fast-paced, and I feel like the director said he cut out like an hour worth of stuff that would have made it rated R.
I mean, so Venom 2 is trying to go for the R one, isn't it?
Yes,
or something?
Venom 2 will be R-rated.
It'll be hard to
So
have
I
carnage
know-
in a film.
That isn't
That
R-rated.
isn't
But we can't forget that there is still the footage out there of Tom Hardy freaking out because the script made absolutely no sense on set. So let's just not forget
Venom
that
2?
for Venom 1.
Oh.
He was not happy with the plot points because it made no goddamn sense. And what the final product wasn't bad. The best part is Tom Hardy. He really, like, if anybody saved that movie, if anyone could save that movie, it was Tom Hardy. Everybody loves him now in that movie.
He's so sweaty in that film. It was great.
I know, like every superhero movie, you see them
They're
so
like
buff
pristine
and like
everything,
pristine,
and like
he
he looks like he's had withdrawals. Yeah,
he looks like someone
It's
just
great.
beat him and just let him
through
grow.
the whole fucking
Yeah.
film too.
So,
But-
if they keep all the good parts and they make a more fleshed out like story, it's hard because Venom does not have a very clear storyline. They've
There's
had
like
different
Agent Venom. There's like I see what you
there's
mean.
like other things, and most of them are very comic booky. They don't really translate well to a wider audience.
Okay, let's take that. But I mean, look at all of the things that the MCU has done. They've taken really comic booky moments, and they seem to be able to pull it off in a realistic way where people spend this money.
And they're claiming that they've learned all they needed to from Kevin.
But supposedly, Kevin also put his input in on Venom.
What do you
Uncredited.
mean? The first one?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what reports have claimed. I
I
don't know
wouldn't
if it's
put
true.
my name on that shit.
Well, yeah, he didn't. It was uncredited. What he probably did was, I wouldn't do this. And like, they were like, nah.
Or he probably said, like, change this, this, and this, and they were like...
Or they didn't
"You're-
do it."
you're-
Yeah,
you're a
it
guest.
they
Why
didn't-
don't you go sit in that corner over
They
there?
didn't specify what he said. They just
Yeah.
said that he helped in a capacity in an uncredited way.
I guess the problem is we don't really know what exactly he does in the full view of things.
So my problem is with Spider-Man now that what the fuck are we gonna do when they can't use any of the material they've built up now? They can't use any
I
of
don't
the
know.
characters.
Disney's fucked. Sony's Gucci. They could literally, they're building the Spider-Verse.
No, Sony's fucked.
How are they fucked?
You just went and saw Far From Home. You want to know how that ends? How J. Jonah Jameson...
Oh, all they
how,
have to do is say, they can get J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, but how
all
are they going
have
to say, like, Mysterio called them out? They can't use Zenyatta. They can't use any of those other characters.
Mysterio is theirs because he's a Spider-Man villain.
But Sony doesn't own all Spider-Man villains.
I thought they did.
No. Mysterio is the MCU's property.
Okay, well, either way,
But what I'm saying
all
is...
they have to do is reference that the video made it so that no one will talk to him because they all think he did it.
Yeah, but you can't also incorporate any of his things that have turned him into
Oh,
what
yeah.
he is today.
It's starting fresh, basically.
Which is garbage.
I mean, I don't like it because I didn't like the fact that Tom Holland has had absolutely no struggles.
What do you mean?
He's had nothing. Like, Uncle Ben died. Whoop-de-fucking-do. all the Spider-Mans have had that.
You want
but
like
he's
a
the
Gwen
most
Stacy or
no, he's
like a
yeah,
Death?
he's the most untainted character for a character that is
But
the
that's
most
what they were
fucked
leading
up
up to.
psychologically. To what?
To the fact that now everybody knows and thinks that Peter Parker is a possible mass murderer. Because he said
shot one
execute.
guy?
No. Because the film said that Mysterio said that Spider-Man was wanting everybody to get killed.
Oh.
Right, and then that it was gonna. He said execute them all, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he chopped up the footage, whatever. Which how did he do that if he was dead in the first place?
The other guy did it.
Yeah. And then what is that, right? But
Well,
we'll never
that's
know
the
now.
thing is, I don't think he was meant to be dead. I still thought that they were building towards Sinister Six.
But now we'll never know.
Because it was going to be like what? Like, I guess, they introduced Scorpion.
Yeah, they had the Vulture.
Vulture.
They had
Mysterio, and then they just need 3 more.
Absolutely. But now that won't happen. And now Sony's going to try and put him into, like, Venom 2, which I don't want Spider-Man in Venom 2. The reason being, Venom has already proven himself to be able to stand on his own feet.
Yeah.
Why?
It's just a cameo. He's not, like, in the movie.
I don't want him in the movie in
But I feel
any
like
capacity.
if they do a cameo, it's going to lead to more things.
It's Spider-Man in Venom 2, you know?
And especially with the, what is it, Mobius?
Mobius. Jared Leto
But
playing
he can't be
the
okay.
vampire.
He can't be okay with Venom, because Venom still kills people.
But how are we going to, like... Is Spider-Man just going to magically
They
decide...
bitched about Spider-Man killing people in Endgame with the kill mode.
Oh, yeah. Do you think, like, they're going to... Aliens aren't people. Do you think people are just going to... Like, I'm not going to be happy if they're like, Spider-Man, Peter Parker had to flee to San Francisco.
That's what makes this whole situation kind of fucked up, because Disney is claiming that it's their fault, Sony's claiming it's their... I don't like that not only did they ask for the 30% or whatever, because they went back to the table, so they could have asked for 30% the second time, not the first. All I know is on top of whatever percentage they wanted, for literally just having Kevin work on the film, that's it. They wanted 30% and full merchandising.
We don't technically know that, though.
Plus, they wanted more characters. They wanted rights for Venom, half the rights, merchandising. They wanted all that. And then...
Disney owns
Disney
the Marvel
is a
brand.
fucking bully. They're a bully. They've shown that multiple times. They changed our copyright laws for what goes into public domain because they didn't want to lose their property, so they couldn't. They didn't stop making money.
Then why do people continue to fund their films?
Because they like it and they make good stuff.
So then why not just give them the properties they want?
Because then we're just going to be up Schitt's Creek.
With what?
With nothing. We're
So
going to have
everybody's
just Disney shit. It's going to be all up to them.
But nobody cares. Aladdin,
care.
the
I
fucking
think the
live-action
only issue-
rendition of Aladdin made $1 billion.
Oh, I want to see it.
I don't.
Why?
I've seen Aladdin.
But it's a Guy Ritchie film.
You know what? That's the problem.
Why?
We just feed the beast.
That's true, but like I'm not gonna.
But at the same time, you could abstain like me, and the fucking movie made $1 billion.
My point is like we get so upset with shit where like James Gunn talked like 4 years ago about beating the shit out of a kid on Twitter, which is hilarious. And but we don't give a shit that like they changed our copyright laws so that they could keep shit, so they could make.
But you
even
can't
more
have it
money.
both ways. You can't be like, Disney's evil, but they make really good products that I want to spend my money on.
But no, there's no way to stop it.
Exactly.
It's just,
so what's the fucking point?
We're
gonna hit that plateau where Disney owns these things, and there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, I don't like that. So let Sony, like, I get what Sony's doing. Sony doesn't want them to bully them. They couldn't get Fox to deal with them.
It's gonna be interesting to see.
So they bought fucking Fox.
It's gonna be interesting to see.
So it's like,
yeah, but now they have like the Fantastic Four. They
Yeah.
have all these other properties.
And I'm still fucking waiting for New Mutants.
See, I think the only thing I'm worried about is if Disney buys all this stuff, if they're gonna try to keep everything like PG.
That's
like
the
their
thing.
brand name.
I'm surprised they're even gonna. There's apparently they have shown test people the New Mutants movie, and they have readjusted it to introduce the concept of mutants into the MCU.
Well, they have to. They own them.
But it's rated R.
Yeah.
If that shit comes out PG-13, I'm throwing a brick through the closest AMC
Disney
theater.
has. Playing the theater for us. Disney
Send out
has.
to Disney.
Disney
assholes.
has studio
Fuck you.
companies that create R-rated product.
Like
all
what?
Disney has to do, there's a list of them. They own a shit ton of things. All they have to do is create a studio, and say, all right, This studio will front, I don't know, the Alien franchise now. We own you.
Do they own the Alien franchise?
They own Alien now, with they own Fox.
Well, they are making that badass movie about how Alien was made, but whatever.
So
Not to stroke their ego.
they can go and be like, all right, make this R-rated film. Nobody has to know that Disney is affiliated with it before. I mean, Disney's made horrible, horrible content before.
That's true.
You know?
That's not wrong.
Some of the worst content. In this day and age now, looking back, Disney has made some of the most...
Lion King's pretty fucking terrible. Not the animated one, but the new one. People in my work are like, oh my god, the CGI. And I'm like, that CGI is dog shit. Watch Planet of the Apes.
Disney,
how are they going to use
and we
their
fall for
number
it.
one
We fall for it.
product?
Like, I fall for it with Star Wars and Marvel, right? It's a predatory tactic going, hey, I know you really like this thing.
Well, Last
and I'm gonna
Jedi.
make it for you.
Yeah, but they really
Disney
suffered
Plus
from
has
that.
The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Has the newest season of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
These are all things that people have
And
been
the
like,
Obi-Wan series.
please, like, let me... Oh, I will suck the dick
yeah.
of Kathleen Kennedy for the Obi-Wan series. I already have... I'm going to get Disney Plus, and there's nothing I can do about it, and
We are too.
I'm getting bent over the
Yeah,
table.
'cause I want Loki.
I like the original dream that Walt Disney had, except for the Jew-hating part.
He hated any race, really.
Yeah. Oh, really?
He hated black people, too.
Oh, okay. That doesn't make it any better.
No,
he
it doesn't. I'm just
originally
letting you know.
Walt Disney, or whatever, Disney World was supposed to be a place where people were going to end up living, and you would get the latest
A
technology
utopia.
for free. I get that. I don't think once they buy every property within their site that is going to be what it is. It's like someone asked me about like why I buy Google phones instead of Apple, and it's like because I'm choosing the one that I think should rule the world. I don't think it should be Apple because I don't know.
That's why your phone dies.
They're
when
so
you're 7.
shady. But the Google, they could rule the world. I'm okay with that.
So going back to what I was saying.
They're about information spreading. Apple's about
They're
secrecy.
about monitoring your shit, and they ain't doing it.
Who? Google?
I mean,
Google?
everybody monitors our shit.
Yeah,
they
but
all
Google's
do.
the worst.
Oh, yeah,
for
absolutely.
It. Google is the worst. Like anything you type, it's like we saved that.
The story is
I'll never
that
see it.
the biggest thing is that we can complain, we can bitch, we can do all these things, but at the end of the day, they own our ass, essentially. Like, I can be upset that Disney didn't want to make a deal with Sony, or Sony didn't want to make a deal with Disney, so that one of my favorite superheroes can be in a movie together, right? Like, I'm a big child. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to front them the bill for Disney Plus. I'm still going to purchase merchandise because of these properties.
Which is depressing, but it is what it is. I'm just saying that in the argument's sake for Sony versus Disney, I think that
What has
Disney
Sony
does not
done?
deserve all that stuff. Sony is the one that is the director is part of Sony, and then they immediately once the deal
Disney
fell
was
through,
like, "We'll pay
they
you."
tried to fucking poach him.
Which is cool. It's
Okay.
business. It's business.
It's some
just business.
shady shit, and Sony's just like, yo, our two highest selling films are Far From Home and Skyfall, and you want us to give up 30% of that while having full merchandising.
But
That's too much.
the biggest thing, Disney being Disney, like I said, predatory tactics, took Spider-Man, took their brand, right? And they were like, you will not be as successful without us because we will make it so.
To be honest, who picked Tom Holland? That's who should get it. If
So,
Disney
think
picked
about
Tom
it like this,
Holland,
though.
then
What
technically
is
Disney should have
Spider-Man?
it.
What is the MCU Spider-Man done? And I've already said this before. What has he done for himself?
Nothing.
He's always connected
Yeah.
to other things.
Well, that's how he starts out, even in the comics.
Well,
Except they've
think
switched
about that, though.
Prowler.
Think
with,
about that in a business standpoint. Why would an executive, why would a company do that?
They were trying to. That's what I'm saying. So you're saying that was a smart move. I'm saying that was a dick move. They made
It's
it
the same thing.
so that all of the fans would immediately riot Sony. They basically set it up so that they could request more money that they don't need, by the way. Why do they need more money? Endgame was re-released. Fucking Far From Home's being
Is the
re-released.
highest grossing film. Yeah.
Like, they're re-releasing movies now.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because people will pay for it.
Which is
Deadpool
why
started
the
that
problem.
shit.
Well, yeah, I guess we made the PG-13.
The PG-13
one.
version, and they were like, "Holy shit! People will come back to the theaters if we put more."
So
shit
you know what
in
the
it."
problem is? People.
Well, yeah. And
People will go
nothing's going to change it. That's
I
why
mean-
I'm just saying I'm upset, but there's
So,
nothing
like,
I can do.
You and I have had this conversation before. I'm not gonna go see any of these live action Disney remakes because I've already seen them.
I still want to see Aladdin.
I'm not gonna see Aladdin. I'm not gonna see.
They changed a few things.
I'm not gonna see The Lion King.
I won't see.
That's
I'm
why
not
I'm
gonna
not that worried about it. 'Cause I'm like,
see-
I saw it as a kid.
Yeah,
And plus, it holds more like meaning as a kid. Like,
Yeah.
all the work that the animators put into it.
I can
and
tell you
everything
how
like
The Lion
that.
The
King
live
ends.
actions will never be as good.
I can tell
as-
you how Aladdin
Or-
ends.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Now they're doing Lady and the Tramp.
I don't care about that.
they're gonna do Lilo and Stitch. They're gonna do.
How would
They
you
mess
do
up
that?
Stitch if they fuck up Stitch. I
They can't. It's
swear
already
to
out.
God.
Lilo and Stitch animated is out. That's
They're
there
gonna
you go.
live action it.
How are they gonna do?
They're gonna live action it.
How they,
Well,
they
they're
didn't.
gonna-
They're gonna
fuck
do all
up
of them. They're gonna
Stitch
do
is
every
what I'm
single
hearing.
animated movie, except for the
But-
really racist ones in the closet.
We pay for it, and there's nothing I can do. I am a one-man person who refuses to go see these live-action remakes, but they still make the
I
money.
mean, we don't see it in theaters. Well, that's like Hellboy. We really like the new Hellboy. Did you see it?
I did see it.
Did you like it?
I liked it.
I
It was a
thought
very image comic book film adaptation.
Holy shit! The backlash was. It's like when I went and saw Home and Watson. I was like, this is not a 0% movie. This is just like okay. It's just not.
But to get but like
No, well, we're still talking about the
Yeah,
people.
it's
Like
just
people's
like-
opinions are what are dictating everything now, especially,
well,
like
at the end of the day, you got to make a product, and if people aren't used, like Hellboy was a gory, cool action flick, but it didn't have much sustenance to it.
But that's not what I watched it for.
Yeah, but most people don't think like we do in that aspect. We're not seeing.
I went and saw Crimson Peak in theaters, and people got up because they said it did. One person literally, while they were walking out, was like, "This isn't like Paranormal Activity." And that movie was way more sustenance than I like both. I like Paranormal Activity. I like Crimson Peak.
I think
Crimson Peak is a gothic ghost story.
Is that the one with the mansion?
Yeah,
Guillermo del Toro.
with who's your favorite? Tom Hiddleston.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's in that, and it was good, but like it was long. It was just good. I don't know. I liked it, but it didn't have a lot of jump scares, and people just walked out of the theater. Like The Nun is garbage, but people have paid
Well, that's
so
the
much
same
money
thing with
they're
like
gonna make more
people
of
saying
them.
Hereditary is God's gift to the horror industry.
Watch it now.
I have.
No, I meant like what are
It's
you gonna about
not. It's a good.
It's
film.
a very good
Ari
film.
Aster, whatever his name, great
I haven't
filmmaker.
seen Midsummer yet.
I really want to see Midsommar because I like his.
So what
I
were your-
like his view, but like people were literally like, "Oh my god, Hereditary is the greatest thing in the fucking planet."
Oh, I didn't think
Like,
that.
oh my god, I will suck Ari Aster's dick because Hereditary is the greatest thing. There's a scene in Hereditary that made me have nightmares. Oh my god, and I'm sitting there like, holy shit. I love horror movies, and this sounds like.
Did it
it's-
not scare you at all?
No.
Really?
Not at all.
I liked it just because it was literally the first movie in a very long time that actually spooked me that came out that wasn't a Korean movie.
about watching it because you were like, "Oh, it scared me," and I'm just like, I've watched so many horror movies that I'm like unfazed.
There is
now.
one part that you're like, whoa,
Did you see
wow,
it?
they actually did that. That's pretty fucked up.
Did you see it in theaters?
So that's the thing, right?
I didn't see it in theaters.
I didn't
I
either.
watched it,
Okay, so usually I
lights off, TV, soundbar, all that, and the what got me wasn't the
you
like
have
jump
the same
scares.
thing with my wife. Let me guess, right? You are the same
It
way
was
with my
the-
wife. It's the constant noise, the relentless
Yeah.
abuse with loud noise.
Well, it's not even that. It's the like the moments where nothing is happening.
Yeah.
Like that moment where
There's
he
a lot
parks
of
the
moments.
car,
There's a
and
lot
I'm
of
like,
moments. Yeah.
Also, I think the reason
So what the
was
film?
'cause
What it is the Ari, the guy who made the film, is really good at setting the scene, cinematography, like film wise. He's really good at going. This is what you see, and he's really good at twisting it so that he's like, this is what you see, and I'm not gonna hide the scary in the scene, but you're not gonna notice it until it's too late.
Yeah, like it'll just be there, or he'll establish rules without giving you like the rest of the rules. He'll give you like 3 rules for the world of that he's creating, and then he'll break all 3 of those rules with more rules. They make sense, but you didn't know to think any other
The
way.
movie is good, but don't
It's
feed
just not
into
the
the
best
hype.
horror movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just good.
Well, I don't like
Jen was
horrible.
Jen got scared of it.
Well, also I can relate to it because Sam's got a peanut allergy, and
Yeah, so,
also
like
the
I was
decapitation thing is my biggest fear. So the combination
I
of
guess
the
he's
two,
just gonna tell
He
you
did
shit
already.
like
He
that. Oh,
already
okay.
knows.
So I was being like the decapitation thing. I was like, oh wow, they actually did that. That's pretty fucked up.
Well, what was fucked? Never mind. We won't keep going into it. What happened after, where he just
We like just goes fucking
He-
bonkers.
he just walks in the house. That's it. He just walks in the house.
so
and lays
it's
in bed.
It's a very realistic like.
Like he does a good job of setting it up like they're normal
Nat
people.
Wolff did a great-
But shit is like happening to them, and they have they just think it's normal, and it's just tragic and horrific. But then as the story goes on, not till like the very end, you figure out everything that's happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just very picky with horror movies nowadays because it's all been done. And
This
they do
one's-
the same stuff.
it
So,
depends
like, it
on-
just gets kind of boring.
Well,
So-
you won't watch Korean horror with me. I told you it's
I
better.
don't want to read subtitles because I feel like I'm gonna miss something.
It's a million times better because
like
they
I'm
have
gonna miss
lower
something.
budgets.
You talking about like Train to Busan?
Train to Busan was amazing.
Making
I
a
really
sequel
liked
to
that
that.
one.
I watched part
Ah.
of, what was it? What was the one that
It's
you
better
watched?
than
I
an
Saw the
American
Devil.
Yeah,
adaptation.
I watched
love-
that one.
Huh?
It's better than an American adaptation.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it.
They're trying to make an American adaptation
yeah.
of Train to Busan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
There,
Kevin Hart bought the rights for another one that was famous last year called The Good, the Bad, and something, or The Good. And it was one of those play on words things, but it was the number one like Train to Busan was, and Kevin Hart bought the rights for it to make an American version, but
I get what you mean though.
it's
You don't wanna
it's
miss
like
out
I
on
Saw the
certain
Yeah,
Devil.
because like with like American ones, they have like little like things that you've got to pay attention for,
Yeah.
and
It's
so
the
like I'm
same.
worried of like missing something
It's the
that's like
same.
a key thing.
It's the same in the.
But
I
it's-
mean, but
they
I'm
pace
like
you
with
out.
Corey though.
It's-
It doesn't matter if I'm a like you a big horror nut. My wife is every October. Like we're sitting down already and like planning out
Yeah,
what
we've
films
already-
we're gonna watch
We're
every
doing
single night.
Resident Evil, the whole trilogy, the
We
whole
have
series.
to watch Hocus Pocus. That's
Hocus
just
Pocus,
no
Trick or
ifs, ands,
Treat.
buts.
The
Jen,
one with
Jen and I
the-
are watching Hocus Pocus
what's the
on
one with the-
Halloween.
I don't want to watch Trick or Treat.
I just want to watch the one with
With
the pumpkin
Sam?
kid.
That's
yeah,
Trick
with
or
Sam.
Treat, but that one's just
The whole movie isn't
The-
with him.
the whole movie is.
They're
just,
short stories.
I know, but some of the short stories are just so
Talking about like
stupid.
have you seen
the
the film?
vampire
Yeah, I've seen them all, but I only
ones,
watched Sam's part.
Yeah, or
That
the werewolf one,
yeah,
where
that one's just
Amy
so
Poehler.
They're-
Not
I-
Amy Poehler.
Stupid.
I'm just saying that I just want to watch the Sam part.
So you gotta
Where he
kind
fights the
of
grandpa.
you
It's
gotta
such an
kind of
epic-
deal with the corn though.
I
You
know,
know,
but like I watched it. I watched it, I think, when I was like 12 or 13 because it was on Netflix.
Like I watched
It
some
was,
shitty
like,
horror films last year, but there would be those times where you just gotta roll the dice. My wife and I watched a film. It's not English, so you probably won't want to watch it. But she literally was sick to her stomach.
What was it?
She threw up.
What was it?
I can't remember. I'll text
Tag?
you. No, it's like
Ask her.
I'll ask her and she'll remember because I've asked her this like 14 times and I'll text you the
Because
name of
I'm
it.
starting to run out, man. I've run through all the
But
popular.
it's a very like indie film, and it's just these people like holed up in a house because they have it for the week or whatever, and the house is fucking possessed, but it's relentless, in your face,
Really?
like loud fucking shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Non-fucking stop, and she can't do like loud noises. It like rattles her to the core, and she got so scared she threw up.
Yo, tell her I need to know to watch that shit. The last one I watched that was like
Hereditary.
yeah, either Hereditary or like they're all. If you watch the Korean ones, they want us to take them because that's how they make more money. So all of them are kind of like I Saw the Devil. Josh can vouch for this. They don't try to rush you with subtitles. It's not like they talk. Their acting's just so much. It's so good. They're all Leonardo DiCaprio. Have you seen I Saw the Devil?
Mm-mm.
Do you want to borrow? I have 2 movies y'all can borrow. Do you want House?
I've seen that show.
No. And I Saw the Devil.
Yeah, I'll borrow.
House is fucking wild, though. You better be prepared for that shit.
See, he's
It's
really
the
good at
weirdest
hyping
thing.
shit up, right? Because that's why I saw Hereditary. Is because of him going, it was great, it scared me.
But it was
It
good.
didn't scare me, though. It was good. I am glad I watched that film, and I do
I
want
think
to own
also
it.
it depends on how you watch. Like when you
See that movie Mama?
You mean Ma or whatever?
No, Mama.
No,
It's a trippy movie.
I haven't watched that one.
I'm talking about the one that's turning into fucking butterflies.
We watched one-
Yeah.
That shit was
Fuck,
so.
what was the
Everybody
one
hyped
we
that
just
movie up, and I
watched?
didn't.
It's alright.
What was the one that we
Was
just
nothing.
watched?
The kids.
Saint Agatha.
Saint Agatha.
That wasn't
I was
good.
so fucking
I don't
disappointed.
That wasn't
It
good,
was.
'cause it's
I
made-
went to
who was it
school
made
with that
by?
guy.
Isn't it the guy that made the Saw movies?
Made
Or-
Saw 2, Saw 3, and Saw 4. He
just-
went to school
It wasn't
at my school.
like the trailer made it seem like it was very like bloody and gory and like scary and kind of in your face, and it wasn't really like that. Like there was
you guys
not
see the-
really suspense.
I just expected him to, like, he made an opera, a murder opera,
All right.
right?
Hold on. I want to stop this so that we can go into the next, like, I want to end this episode, and then we can
We're
have
only
this.
like at 30 minutes.
Nah, bro.
I just checked it.
Check it again.
I'll double check it.
Because we can end it, and then we can bring this into our very special Halloween episode. Because I like what we're talking about. This is like,
38 minutes.
huh? We're only at 38 minutes?
Yes.
All right, let's keep it going then. This is our shway. This is what we do.
So wait, should we save the Halloween talk for the Halloween episode? We can table that. And
We'll
talk about something
table
else.
this right now.
That's fine. We
We
can literally just do a Halloween episode right after this where we talk about all our favorite
Yeah.
Halloween movies and like what we're
video
excited
games,
about.
etc.
all
If
that
that's
good
okay
stuff.
with you, you're really into this, and I like the engagement
Because
you had to listen to us talk about Disney and Sony
I know,
and like,
just
So is there anything
as we
that
were both like,
happened
oh god, like
that you wanted to talk about?
oh shit,
Things are.
the house is haunted.
Oh, don't tell him that. Don't tell him that.
Bro,
he got
you get
scared
that?
one night.
You get that hit like into your like something happens and
No,
you're like,
hold on.
fuck
No,
me.
Stop.
No, there was something that
There
happened
is
one
a-
night that scared the shit out of him.
What was?
The night that I was upstairs already in the bed,
Or
and
when
you were
James
like,
and me
babe,
were down?
babe, you kept calling, and I was like,
Something
what?
was fucking thumping around, like it was walking around, and I was like, what are you doing up there? And she woke up and was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, nah. And then James was down here, and James started screaming.
No, that was the first time. There was another time, too, where we had both went upstairs, and he heard footsteps come down the stairs.
It's like
And
real
a
fucking
He
quick.
saw a shadow.
Oh,
He's
it
like,
walked-
babe.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? What do you want? And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm upstairs. And he was like, I'm going to come upstairs really fast.
And I ran up the steps immediately. No, deadass. I was sitting in this kitchen, and I was doing my little, packing the thing, and I see a shadow, so I start talking to her. And everything, because it was like a whole ass like the steps noise and all that, and then I turned around the thing and I'm like, Destiny, did you run back upstairs? And she's like, I'm upstairs, and I was like, oh fuck,
Hell no.
Yeah, and he came upstairs, and I was like, hey, can you go get me a water? And he said,
Bitch, you don't
so
understand.
he like ran and then ran back up.
Yeah, I was not. fucking
What a
trying.
man! It could have been like some fucking ghost clown down
Here's
here
the-
just
here's
beating
the
his
thing.
dick off, but you're
When-
like, ah!
When we moved in
Could've been
here,
Pennywise's
we
incest
went.
cousin.
I always check the attics.
Porky
and-
wise.
I always check the attic, and the people that I'm like renting the place from always think that's weird as fuck. They're like, why you want to see?
I'm with you.
So the first place we went to had a fucking dead bird up there and a bunch of religious shit everywhere. So I was like,
Back.
absolutely not. So I come down or whatever.
That's
so
some hereditary shit.
hold on. So we get to this
He's about
place,
to yell at me.
and then I went upstairs and I opened the attic and I go up there and there's a whole fucking like Oculus mirror thing with a shoe
Oh
over it.
hell no!
With like some old ass grandma shoes up there, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing I go is, don't touch that shit. So what does her and Heath do? They go in there, they pull the sheet off, they're looking all in it. Heath's like doing his hair, and I literally was like, y'all think I'm playing? As soon as you're possessed, waxed. I don't even care. Doesn't matter how much I love you, just waxed.
Out of
I'm not-
I
love.
was so
I will
mad
kill you.
because
'Cause I-
I was curious. I can't help. I'm a curious soul.
You can see it. It's a fucking
So,
mirror.
it's
But
funny.
I
What do you
wanted to
mean?
like because it was
It's funny,
entirely
this is-
covered, and I could see that it was wood, so I wanted to see what the design
People
was
don't
and see,
cover
like,
shit.
If it was an old ass mirror, like if it was.
They
more
left
recent.
it here and covered it. That
Because
means
they
don't
probably
fucking
forgot.
touch it.
So it's funny because I've talked to Corey about this. I'm like, I'm big into that. Like, I'm investigative like that.
Yeah, I
I've gone to
can't help
people's
it.
houses and like cleansed the
He got
houses.
beat up.
I've been
Ghost
attacked.
beat up,
I've
assaulted.
been attacked. And I'm like, I tried to get him to go to like places with me. I'm like, yo, bro, we gotta go. I tried.
We're gonna go.
There's a place in Fredericksburg that is a ghost hunting place, and I shot them an email. I was like, yo, what do I have to do if I can intern with you guys? I just want the experience. I just want to be able to write about it. And they never emailed me back. Fuck them. But yeah, he won't go with me. He's very, and rightfully so. I've been in uncomfortable situations because of it.
Well, he doesn't like the fact that I've used a Ouija board.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm gonna be
Because
honest with
I've
you.
never had a good experience with any of this
Well,
stuff.
I
never asked for it. I don't want to see this
I
shit.
got bullied into
And
it.
like
Corey's like, I hate all the paranormal shit. I didn't ask for it. It just happens.
It's like,
it falls into my lap.
I'll tell people like all the stories, and they do what Josh does and goes, "We should totally fucking have you over," or like, "You should come to this abandoned house."
Well,
and I'm like,
I
"How about you go
like
fuck
that
yourself?" Because if I can see it and you can't,
I
we're gonna have a problem.
No. Like, I'm with you. I can see that shit, bro.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
had
told
to
you the
sage.
story about
Yo, my old apartment, man, there was something fucking wrong with that place. There was something wrong
I
with
don't know.
that
He was
place.
weird.
when you woke up in the middle of the night and you were like, if I look outside and the devil is standing in the window.
Yo, I was fucking pissed myself just standing there, and I was like,
weird.
"What the
like,
fuck?"
I didn't believe him when we first started dating, but he stayed at my house for like 2 weeks straight, and he was like, "I don't want to go home," and I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "So I don't like sleeping there. I can't sleep." So we both went and stayed there, and sure shit, he didn't sleep. He tossed and turned the entire night. He would not sleep. But
Yo,
he
I
would
was
only
plagued.
sleep at my house.
Plagued by nightmares of so many black figures just trying to claw their way into my door. And then that's when fucking my landlord
Well,
was
that's what I
like,
told you,
because the
sage
graveyard's across the goddamn
I know.
place.
I had to sage our house when we lived out in Partlow because some weird shit started happening. I tried to find the video.
I just try.
can't
If you
find
leave it alone, it won't do shit.
I know,
The
but
problem
this
is I had
wasn't-
people
this
like
wasn't we
Daniel
fucked
over my
with it.
house saying like, "Fuck you, ghost,"
Yeah,
and
no,
like,
this wasn't we messed with it. My brother, my youngest brother, for some reason, started going through these spurts when we moved in this house in Partlow, and he would
you showed
go through these spurts where he'd scream, "Get it off me, get it off me," and just like he was like frantically throwing
I've seen
his
it.
arms.
It's pretty wild.
And so we had captured a picture, and there it looked like a devil's face, like behind him. Like you could just see it was just a pointed face, just a snarl mouth. You could see its eyes. You could see what looked like horns just behind his head.
That's trippy.
And he was
He literally,
freaking the fuck
he'd be
out.
chilling, and then just
Yeah,
out of nowhere,
he would
he'd
be
just
fine.
be like,
He would be fine and start screaming his lungs off, and then it would stop,
It's a
and
trip.
he would just sit there. And there were so many times. My mom said the scariest interaction she had was one day we were at school, me and my brother and my two sisters were napping, and Derek was awake in his room. And he was just standing in front of his bedroom window. And she walked in and she's like, "Derek, what are you doing?" And he's like, "There's a man out there." And she was like, "What do you mean? I don't see anybody." She was like, "You see right over, there's a man out there." And my mom was like, "I don't see anything." So we ended up having a friend of hers who is like psychically connected and all this stuff. Her and another friend actually came to our house, and they were like, "Y'all got some shit here. Y'all got some shit." And so I ended up saging the entire house, but my dad saw something and didn't tell them, and they actually described one of the like spirits that they saw, and he was like sitting there like
Pissed his pants.
ghost in the headlights. He was like, "What?" Because he was like, they were like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Well, I saw her. Like, I saw her." And they were like, "Well, what do you mean?" And there was a day that he was driving home from work, and he was like dozing off at the wheel, and he saw this girl just laid across the dash in a white dress and black hair, and it like freaked him the fuck out. So he woke up and stayed awake the whole drive home. And they saw her as one of the spirits out in the yard. But I think in total, they said that there was 3 or 4, but they said there was a man that was outside our house that like was dressed in, it looked like
groundskeeper stuff.
yeah, groundskeeper stuff, like during slave time. They don't know if he was a slave or if he was like a farmer. They couldn't really
I'd be
tell.
like, "Bitch, I'm a slave."
Then they
Walking
said
around
there
as a
was the
ghost.
girl. They said
What
there
you
was
know
the
about this
girl.
life?
And then they said that there was one that
Shit sucks.
was just evil. Like they
Yeah.
couldn't describe it. They said it just looked evil and it just felt evil. So I ended up having to sage around our property, our entire house, and
salt
our
the
vehicle.
ground?
Yeah, I salted all the doorways, the windows, around the beds. Like I had to do all of it because they were like, "Well, you have to have somebody that has the strongest aura to do it." And my mom doesn't because my mom's an addict. They were like, "You are not the strongest." My dad was an addict, so
You
he
were
wasn't
not
the
the
strongest. So I was the
You
only
are
one
not
that
the
could do it.
chosen one.
So like it was draining, and my mom, she has a couple
I
of the
spit on you
videos.
when
It's okay.
I
I'm spitting every which way.
Yeah, how excited
It's
about it.
My
podcast
mom
time.
took several videos, and you just see orbs just flying out.
Yeah.
And even when I had to sage each of us individually, you just see orbs just shooting out of us, like trying to like just find somewhere to go.
It's a trip.
And
It
it's
is.
wild.
She has the video. It's weird. There's like little flickers of light. I mean, it'd be hard to mimic any of that it's on a garbage ass phone that it was
Right.
recorded on.
They always are, though, you know? Like,
Well, that's why
I mean,
always,
yeah,
I
but
was
like
always
they
interested
were
in
like
paranormal stuff.
dot things. They were weird as
They
fuck.
just were like orbs of light.
They were
You
like
just
little
see-
tiny little
Because how
speck
you can
things.
know that they weren't specks of dirt or dust is because, like, with dust and dirt, you can still see it as it moves.
yeah, absolutely.
Whereas the orbs, you'd
They
see
just
them and
vanish.
they disappear.
Yeah.
It
They're
was
just
like
gone.
there was like a firecracker lit by her feet, and it was like shooting the little thingies out, and they were like dispersing around her,
Yeah.
like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but like I'm totally because everyone's like, oh, I don't believe that, and I'm like, I don't give a shit what you want. Just like,
I don't know.
'cause,
I
like,
just am always interested to like look into that stuff.
No.
Not necessarily like to fuck with them, because that's just never me. I'm not gonna purposely antagonize them because you don't know what
they
can
fucking
do.
lie, bruh.
Well,
I've
also-
seen Hereditary.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
They
right.
fucking lie.
I saw the Ghostbusters. I know. Drogo.
It's just interesting to see
Yeah, Drogo.
I'm the keymaster. Are you the gatekeeper?
because it just makes you wonder, like, what happens when you die. Like, are you truly gone, or are you lingering here for a little bit because you don't understand what's happened?
Think on that note.
It's just interesting.
We're gonna end
Well, I
this
was just
episode.
gonna say that I was just gonna real quick go down the like what I've seen real quick. I'm not gonna explain how I saw it. I'm just gonna go down the list
All right.
real quick.
Because now y'all are making me want to talk about something else. I don't want to talk about that shit on camera.
What?
You'll see.
All right,
boy.
so Williamsburg. I was 5. They put me in this house. My grandmother said, "Don't put him in that." I didn't talk to my mom for a week. What does she have in her mouth?
She has plastic stuck to her.
Is she freaking out?
She's freaking out because she can't get it out.
All right.
So there was a Williamsburg house that they put me in, and I didn't talk for a week. And then my grandmother wouldn't even walk in the house. She was like, "Don't take him in there." And my dad, being my dad, was like, "We're gonna go. That shit's bullshit." I didn't talk for a week. So if I had done it for any longer, they were gonna take me to like, I don't know, some doctor.
I love how you said you weren't going to explain.
That
you were
was
just gonna go
because
down
that
the
one was a
list.
house. So downtown Fredericksburg, I saw a little boy in a window that had killed himself in like the 1800s or some shit. I don't know. A woman walking around her house. Trying to remember all of them. There was the incident at my apartment when that chair, something just stood up randomly for no reason. There was nothing on it. And then the one that really freaked me out was Brisbane's house. A girl, barefoot, tattered dress, ran behind me. I saw that, and then she was just not there. So I was like, fuck it, I'm driving home immediately. And then there was the weird, dude, that shit that happened in my apartment was like, there was that night that I got out of the shower, butt-ass naked, walked up to the window, and every single house had a person standing in the window staring directly at my apartment. Gave me fucking chills. And then there was the goat head. That was also very weird. I would just catch the people behind me. Like, they would skin a deer and, like, hang it up and, like, just let it bleed, and they would skin it. So it would just be this, like,
The people on the opposite?
behind me.
Okay.
That big.
Yeah.
And there was this one time where he had, like, the basement light was never on. It was either never on or never off, whichever one. I just noticed one day that something was off. And the dude came home and fucking ran, and then I heard some shit in the basement, and then the light cut off. And I always kind of, I'm pretty fucking sure that they were keeping people down there. I couldn't prove it, but, like, there was some weird shit going on in that neighborhood. Like, they would just stand in the window and just stare at, or the door. They had, like, this long glass door, and that's where I saw the go head one time. It was, like, back where their kitchen door was.
For a little bit, you were getting emotional just retelling that.
That shit was, I'm telling you, man, that
Like,
shit was fucking weird. It was weird. I just didn't know. Because it was the first non-ghost thing that happened to me that I was like,
Holy shit.
I
yeah.
might die here.
Yeah, this is a Stephen King book.
Yeah, like this,
Yeah.
this, there's no one that can help me in
And
this
you
situation.
deadass would let me walk to my car by myself.
I used to not tell
I used
people.
to do that
I
too.
used to, yeah, I used to
would
not
do
tell
that too.
He'd
All right,
stand
I want to
on the
know if the
stairs.
viewers have any weird stories or what they think
Yeah.
too. So like, I want them to be able to put the comments in and everything. I'm gonna end the episode here, and we're gonna pick up more of the conversations. You guys are gonna tune in the next episode when we're gonna have a Halloween special, cause 'tis the season.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have pumpkin spice nothing because fuck that. Unless you guys like it,
We'll
you
get
guys can
cider.
have it. Sure. But yeah, I'm gonna table this now.
All right.
We're going to end the episode. I'm glad that you guys came and tuned in to watch. We didn't really have a plan for this one. We did. We kind of went off track as we do. We kind of go off the cuff all the time.
This is alright, though. This was one from
we
a
need
little bit of time passed. So.
We like it. We like it a lot. Yeah.
But
this is a kind of a catch-up thing.
Comment. Tell us what your ghost stories are. Share. Let people know so we can make more
The
stuff.
truth is out there. We believe.
So, alright. Well, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Fuck off. Bye.
Oh wait.
All right, this is one for the thumbnail. Both of you put one hand on my head. All right, that's gonna be, and then look at the camera, and then make a face. All right, that's gonna be a thumbnail.
Okay.
All right, so what are we doing now?
Why, but okay.
You said what?
I said I don't understand why.
The camera stop is.